Guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Okay, so these are collective readings. They're not going to resonate with everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest. So I've already shuffled, and we've got insecure, alright? Then we've got don't want to hear it, and keeping promise in reverse, alright? So there's something to do with stalking, alright, and someone trying to keep their eye on the target, okay? It's game over for these folks. They can't keep a promise to each other anymore. We've got fulfilling a fantasy and depression, alright? So there's something to do with a group of people who, with this bank failure, has been getting involved in some sort of embezzlement, money laundering, racketeering, and we've got betrayal. And on the bottom of this deck, we have 10 of Pentacles. So it's surrounding some sort of wealth, alright? And with this deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted, they're ratting on each other. They're ratting on each other. We've got investigating in reverse. They didn't know that they was under investigation, alright? They was all keeping promises to each other, all claiming that they are depressed. They're all claiming that they are depressed, alright? But they've been playing a lot of mind games, alright? There's been a lot of backstabbing, alright? None of these people are to be trusted. They was keeping promises to each other, what they cannot keep. And it's surrounding this 10 of Pentacles. It's game over for all of them. All of them. Because their bank account was under investigation. It was all romanticising each other, alright? All smiling. We've got the Star card in reverse. They're very unhealed, or they could have tried to keep their target unhealed. They was all smiling, laughing, romanticising and fantasising, all of them in bed together, alright, all wanting to keep a promise, okay? So there's a lot of activity where they are smashing each other and wanting to protect each other, split some sort of money between themselves. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of underhanded behaviour. A lot of underhanded behaviour. All for prosperity that was never even theirs. Okay, so we've got Empress. Something to do with a story. Okay, somebody could be writing about this. Someone could be piecing the puzzle together. They wanted to be seen as all strong and powerful. Okay, but they're very devilish, very toxic, okay? Could have actually made some sort of deals with the devil, okay? But the devil is on their ass, and the devil is ready to collect these rats for the streets, alright? They're for the streets. Gold diggers. 10 of Wands. I'm getting that they had it all mapped out. They had it all mapped out, okay? They wanted to spend some money on some sort of trafficking, okay? They wanted to spend money on trafficking. So we've got a severely corrupted hometown, community, country, state. Alright? So a lot of people in local hometown are involved in taking hold of some wealth, okay? Splitting it amongst themselves. Transferring money into each other's accounts, alright? Cash in hand, or giving some DRUGS because it's linking to trafficking. Wants to win at all costs, think it's all a game. Crazy people. Somebody could have bought a business from this money, alright, and their business is under investigation. We've got always playing a victim after making you, all this masculine or feminine, a victim countless times. So they've got a victim mentality after constantly victimising their victim, taking some wealth, laughing about it, smashing each other, alright, wanting to protect each other, but they can't keep the promise. And now they're all relying on that they've got depression, and they don't want to hear that they're going to end up getting locked up for it. They made it their mission, and they've all been crying wolf. They've all been crying wolf. They would be on the news for what they did, documents found. Now they're all attacking each other, blackmailing each other, and grassing on each other. We've got assault and battery, okay? Assault and battery, I can't even get these cards. Alright, we've got the good law officials can see that they are all demonically possessed. Alright, they're all demonically possessed, all in bed, alright, with each other. We've got incubus, succubus, Jezebel, alright, thinking that because they're all in bed with each other, S favours for immunity. Oh look, incubus, succubus, Jezebel, lied on your name for fun. So we've got a lot of incubus, succubus, Jezebels involved. They've been crying wolf, alright. They've been playing some sort of like victim-like mentality when they're all incubus, succubuses, Jezebels, alright, all in bed with each other, smiling and taking some sort of money. After making their victim a victim countless times. And like with this incubus and succubus, they will bleed you dry. And the Jezebel thinks that they can use their looks to get away with anything, and they think it's funny. They do. They've ruined their own lives trying to ruin yours. Prison time, so they're all going to prison. They're all going to prison for a very long time. Documents have been found, so it could have been some sort of power of attorney, okay? Could have been something like power of attorney. Lying on earth, alright? False reports. Documents have been found, tampered with medical records. A lot of false reporting, because this is how they take their victims down. Always playing the victim after making you a victim countless times. This is how they take their victims down. Incubus, succubus, Jezebel, alright? Lost in their own illusions. Mental magic, backfired, deluded. So they've been doing a lot of mental magic and then calling mental health services and laughing. Look, I told you, deals with the devil. Deals with the devil was made. But the devil is ready to collect them, okay, and put them in prison where they belong, alright, with many of other devils and demons who are just like them, paid for £1 million or $1 million hit. So they took a lot of money, okay, and then used £1 million of that money to put a hit out. Dirty law officials, okay, exposed for cover-ups and took bribes because it was all in bed with each other. And they've been putting money into their accounts, alright. This could be this business under investigation as well. This could be their business under investigation as well because they had it all mapped out. We've got the Two of Cups in reverse. An ex could be involved. An ex could be involved who's nothing but a big bum, a street rat. They're for the streets. New haters recruited, and there's going to be some sort of a government payout. There's going to be some sort of compensation, okay? They're all going to get locked up. They've got control issues, yet they can't even control themselves, alright? So they want to control their victim in any way, shape or form, try and ruin their victim because they've done this many and many times to other people, okay? They've all got involved in premeditated robbery, stolen identity, alright? All involved in fake accounts, stolen identity, like online switching from accounts to accounts to accounts. Then we've got a child, teenage ender. So someone's either tried to end their own child or they've tried to end masculine or feminine's child to cover up. Because they're pure selfish, egotistical, pure greedy, pure arrogant. Business deal gone wrong and exposed. Someone in this connection, road accident, major collision, dangerous driving, who's been involved in this child teenage ending. They're going to try and do some sort of a plea deal. For everyone was just as evil as them and greedy. We've got karmic friends was jealous of from day one of your looks, gifts, skills, alright? They think you know some too much. So basically, they've ended a child or a teenager before. Will have to pay everything back and compare. So basically, they're going to have to pay compensation. They're going to end up in Monster Mansion or something like that, and wanted to see their victim ended because they've done this before. So they have passed weapons around before and ended people before, and then tried to cover it up, and then they've done this on child or teenager. And they're linking to hiding bodies in freezer, cellar, walls, woodland, farm, veg. And then we've got accessory to ending or assisting or aiding. So they've done this to child or children before. Tap phones to listen into phone calls, illegal. So basically they are illegally like wiretapping or illegally tapping into masculine or feminine devices, listening, cameras, alright, father and son duo or a father and daughter duo. So a father and son or a father and daughter is going to end up getting charged, and they're going to be locked up in prison for life, Monster Mansion. These dirty law officials, they're going down with them. There's going to be a government payout. Everyone who they recruited to become a hater, they are all going down too, and it's going to be on the news. Enemies all join forces to get you locked up, get the masculine or feminine locked up to cover up what they was doing. So then, Jesus Christ. So this is the false reports and filing false reports, but they can't get rid of these false reports because they've been put out there in the computer, and even if they burn evidence and stuff like that, it's still somewhere out there in the universe, okay? Want revenge for what they did wrong to you. Then we've got child abduction, grooming, blackmail, brainwashing, black magic, MK Ultra for money, and child trafficking. So they've abducted child or children, and then they want to end, or they've tried to end, a child, teenager, probably multiple times. But the law will be changed because of what they've done to you. The community mocked you for speaking the truth. They've got so much karmic debt, what they've accumulated. Families joined forces, and now they're getting locked up in prison. So all of them, all these families, okay, who joined forces are all getting locked up, okay. There's going to be suing the government, okay. They think they own the town. So these families, okay, this father and son duo, or this father and daughter duo, these karmic friends, they think they own the town. So they've just been going mad with this money, what they took hold of, okay. They've been stealing from the elderly, alright. So they've done this to elderly before, where they took money off the elderly from their bank account, okay, because they're pure lunatics, and they've been going on spree endings, okay, to cover up their tracks, okay, and trying to set someone up for crimes they've not committed, kidnapping and false imprisonment. Their children or their grandchildren, everyone who's been involved in this, will be put up for adoption for what they did. Paid neighbours to watch you and report back, so they're now an accessory to this premeditated ending, and that's where their child or children or their grandchildren, they will be put up for adoption, and they're all going down because there's so much evidence of this. We've got paid a law firm to block bringing you justice. They took a payment. It's been a long battle for justice. A practitioner is sick from spell work backfiring. A lot of spiritual warfare. They teamed up with darkness against you, so they did. Wants to earn you control freak, yet they don't even earn their own souls. So they don't even earn their own souls. They've made deals with the darkness, okay? Cold-blooded, cold-hearted killers, psychopaths, sociopaths, all going down. All going down. Every single one of them are going down, one by one. Something like Monster Mansion, and they'll be arrested when they least expect it. They'll be arrested when they least expect it. It's linking to a cult. Cult member backed off after ritual backfired onto them. and they're grassing on each other to get a lesser sentence because they know that they're deranged, they're all strange, okay? These forged legal documents and changed medical records, they've been found. They've been found. Pure greed, mammon, wealth, so that's what they are possessed with, okay? The devil, alright, so Satan, Lucifer, Baphomet, whatever they want to say. Then mammon, okay? So they're possessed by legions and legions of demons, incubus, succubus, Jezebel. Someone from the military could be involved, alright? And they're going AWOL. They're going AWOL because they know they're going to get locked up for life. They know they're going to get locked up for life. They're going AWOL. We've got Armageddon. The fight between good and evil. Archangel Michael versus Lucifer, Satan, the devil. Alright, so basically major spiritual warfare, and a lot of people recruited to come up against one person and their child or children and wanted to end this masculine or feminine and their child or children as a form of attack. And they took money to sit back and watch gossips. Gossips. So there's going to be a big lawsuit coming. A big lawsuit. Stalking for over a decade. So obsessed. So there's been a lot of stalking for over a decade. And then there's been more haters recruited. More haters recruited to get involved in this stalking. Okay. And trying to end this masculine or feminine and their child, teenager. Tried to force you to come back by using dark spell work. So this could be an ex, okay? This could be an ex who's got involved in child abduction and wanted to end own child or children. Illegal protection coming to an end, all being dismantled by Archangel Michael. We've got sold a house that wasn't theirs to sell, and Archangel Michael stopped them, okay, from maybe ending this masculine or feminine and their child or children because they've done this before, alright, and they've got away with it. So they've ended child or children before and they've got away with it. So they've all been exposed for being child enders. Judge went along with lies, bribe for clout. I don't know. Everyone knows nightmares about being exposed. They will lose their law firm for their level of corruption. They've got claimed rights and ownerships over your work, success and full life. Yet they don't even own their own soul. So everyone in this hometown has been getting involved with family or ex's family, ex-karmic friends, alright, wanting to see full ownership over this masculine or feminine's full life, making deals, passing money around, snatching the children, alright, putting hits out, alright, and trying to end child or children. We got a mother and daughter duo or a mother and son duo. They want to ruin all your connections, friends, family, lovers, so they don't want this masculine or feminine to have any new friends, okay? They don't want this masculine or feminine to have their own child or children because they want to end the child or children. They want to end the child or children as a form of attack. Store your full identity, life, destiny swap. Oh my lord. So yeah, we're getting people done for accessory to ending, assisting or aiding, alright. Then they've been crying wolf. They've been crying wolf. We've got a postal worker, took mail for the karmics to claim wealth for themselves. Somebody could already be in prison, okay, and their jail calls are being recorded. They could have been put in for manslaughter, alright, and they're like, ring, 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 when you get out, which you're getting released soon, I've got a job for you. Can't even look at themselves in the mirror. So like, when you get out, we've got a job for you, suing the government, caught red-handed. So this is what it is, we've got a job for you. So we want to continue battling, okay, between the good and evil, alright, battling Armageddon. sold their soul for clout, money, power and fame, and offered this masculine or feminine up and their child or children, so an ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend is involved in offering their ex-partner up and child or children for materialism, wealth and greed. Disgusting. Linking to DRUG, trafficking and the drugs what they've been infiltrating the streets with are all poisoned because it's like an ending cult. It's an ending cult. All under investigation for major crimes. Any way, shape or form. They're ending people, bumping people off in these spree endings. And the laws knew and did nothing, exposed and losing everything, protected the karmics. Corrupt doctor and nurses paid to poison to death, alright? And we've got accomplice to ending, joining to commit together. Accomplice, accessory, alright? All spells, hexes, curses and illusions have been broken, and there's so much evidence it can't even be denied anymore. Wanted to take everything you had to punish you for no good reason, so they're all about punishing this masculine or feminine. How dare you leave me? I'm going to take absolutely everything you have. I'm going to snatch the kids and I'm going to end you and the kids, and everyone involved is helping me. Linking to a family feud. Everyone involved is helping me, and they've all been smiling while they've been premeditating this, but I'm getting a bank account is under investigation. So there's no way they can get away with it because, well, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. And they keep trying to maybe rope more people in. There's an evil father involved, okay? Rope more people in to try and protect and defend them. But like I say, the devil, he's ready to collect them and have them in prison, surrounded by people who are just as sinister as them. It's linking to an ending call. Any way, shape or form, they like to end people by sacrifice, hits out, poisoning, okay? They've been exposed. This evil father's been exposed, linking to a motorcycle club. Try to humiliate you for speaking the truth about this killer cult. So probably done some sort of humiliation rituals, trying to delay justice. So they're doing everything they can with this evil father, trying to delay justice because they are stressed and depressed, dying and need to feed an entity. So they've got a lot of entity attachments along with this corrupt doctor. And they've been selling personal details to third parties for money. Tried to stake some sort of stakeout. Could be some sort of stakeout. Could be always be on the watch or lookout. Okay, but even the neighbours are involved in child abduction, premeditated ending, and just sat back watching for money under the table, and that's why they are getting arrested. Transferred money into offshore overseas accounts. So yeah, tried to take that financial stability, okay, and from the child or children, because they want to end child or children to get what they are supposed to inherit, okay, and do some sort of insurance job on the children. They will all be convicted. So every single one of these is getting convicted. Someone wanted wealth for alcohol, which is just absolutely ridiculous how far someone will go for a bottle of plonk. Garages getting raided. Paid a lover to end masculine or feminine. Alright, come on in. Yeah, alright, you come and romanticise and fantasise them. Smile in the face. Smile in the face. Take some money and end them. And they got involved in snatching children for money, cash bonus, so child abduction, snatching children for money, okay, in a family feud, and giving the child or children to child teenage enders for fun, for some money under the table. And they thought they could avoid judgment and X. because they was doing a lot of illusions and spell work with this solicitor. Black magic, a lot of illusions and spell work. So this solicitor is going to lose their law firm. Going to lose their law firm because they premeditated ending the child or children, okay? And they was paying for crystal ball readings. So lack of privacy, okay? Paying for spell work on child or children, all right? Lack of privacy. I wanted to just keep ripping everything off them and start watching online, okay? We've got a corrupt judge, okay, who was helping these friends because they wanted, they could have tried to get in some sort of property. A corrupt judge who was helping these friends, okay, who was celebrating with these friends. 8 of Pentacles, working with these friends because they wanted money put into their bank account, okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. They like to break up homes by doing spell casting. They like to rip children away as a form of attack, rip their wealth, okay, take everything, make deals with the devil, and constantly go on in and stick the boot in. They want to keep it a secret how evil they actually are. With this in the hands, not even leaving masculine or feminine with a scrap. Not even leaving masculine or feminine with not even a scrap. Not even any crumbs. Not even leaving them with any crumbs. So not even leaving them or giving them a penny of their own generational wealth because it's mammon, the pure evil, greedy. 10 of Wands in reverse. They could have obviously ordered some drugs and ended up getting raided. Okay. And because they were stressed out, they got involved in stalking the victim and wanted to just beat their victim up because they had been caught fabricating evidence, okay, and messaging each other online about beating their victim up because they don't want their bank account to get drained, okay. So there was, 5 of Wands, running masculine or feminine through the mill, battling and competing online, and then wanted to beat their victim up, alright. 9 of Wands in reverse, and them not defend themselves because it was all about some sort of prosperity, what they were smiling about. But here we go, we've got 8 of Swords. They go to prison for a very, 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 very long time. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. They're going to lose their financial stability. Any business or businesses they built off the back of this, the collapsing. Corrupt judge was collaborating, was orchestrating it all, okay, because they wanted a new beginning in their own world, alright, and they wanted to act like big man in the courtroom. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. You're a nutter. So they could all just piss you up the wall, prop themselves up at a bar, alright. Put some money in offshore overseas accounts, alright. And they play all happy. And they could be, with the 2 of Swords in reverse, trying to block some sort of reunion because they don't want to lose their financial stability. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, they was taking some sort of gifts, okay, showering each other with gifts. This is why 8 of Wands, it's going to hit the news because they was dicing and gambling with child or children's lives while they're catching flight tickets, swanning around. We've got a Capricorn, flight tickets, swanning around, acting like some sort of a celebrity who's going to lose the job, alright. So, swanning around, okay, all collaborating together with an attorney to take control of a house or a home in a corrupt, illegal way, just because they wanted somebody else's wealth, okay, somebody else's house, home, somebody else's property, or they bought some sort of a property, alright. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, they just wanted to come out of poverty. So we've got a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, who just wanted to eat well. Yeah, with this 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. They just wanted to eat well. They can't even control themselves, alright? They can't even control themselves on the road because they are dangerously driving on the road and using their job to stalk victims, alright? And then say mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. Rather than mentally retarded, roaming around acting like some sort of celebrity, but they're very toxic. Very toxic. Very toxic. Maybe something to do with an aeroplane, okay? Maybe something to do with an aeroplane. Toxic airlines. Toxic aeroplane. Just wanted to be seen as a celebrity. Wants to be seen as a celebrity. Very toxic. Wants to be seen as like some sort of beast or something. Four of Swords, trying to keep their victim in isolation, and they don't want their victim to come out of poverty. Because they try to take control. And celebrated, trying to take someone else's success from them and put money into their bank account. Probably stolen identity, alright. Again, they have all mapped out with this attorney. Alright, so we'll do this, you do that. And we'll make deals with the devil here, and you make deals with the devil there, and we'll never get locked up. Ace of Swords, that's the bloody truth. And if we all keep smashing each other, we'll keep hold of this money. Ugh. Because I was just fantasising about this wealth. So there's at least 2 or 3 lots of 10 of Pentacles. And these absolute fools just bought a house or a home, expanded a bigger house, a bigger home, alright, and was making deals. 5 of Cups, because they didn't want to lose. So they was making deals with the devil, okay, to keep hold of what they've taken. No way. We've got a doppelganger appeared in court to claim assets, and it's surrounding a backstabbing sibling who've got a copy of masculine or feminine's keys to put spying devices, listen devices, so they can watch their victim at all times, and even got the neighbours involved, alright, in putting cameras, putting cameras on the windows, like at the windows, at the doors, staring, and they was getting paid money, and that's why they're all going to get sentenced, charged, convicted, alright, because it's surrounding child, teenage enders with a sibling who could be jealous of their own niece or nephew, or niece's nephews, so on and so forth, okay, and that's why they're going to get put Monster Mansion. They was trying to hide some sort of evidence, okay, they was, because they wanted to keep this masculine or feminine trapped so they didn't go to prison, so they was doing some sort of bullying online, okay, or going in, stick the boot in with this attorney who was orchestrating this bullying online. So even an attorney has been orchestrating bullying online. Well, if you keep bullying them and you keep bullying them, then we'll just call them a nutter. They'll just say, look, they're causing all these arguments. If we do it all discreetly, and we've got created a fake will on this masculine or feminine, okay, travelled overseas, made some offerings to water deities. Wow. Because they just ended child or children before for the love of money. Look. And they want the child or the children's money. So they're doing a lot of energy harvesting. Just absolutely disgusting. Sold a stolen home. Claimed this masculine or feminine was an SEX worker, yet they've been paying for SEX workers with stolen money. So they've been paying for SEX workers with stolen money, 34, while claiming this masculine or feminine is an SEX worker, and there's actually proof of this because they've been getting watched by undercovers. They paid for poisoning, tried to set masculine or feminine up in a fight because corrupt laws involved, and they're trying to lure someone in a trap to be outnumbered, so then they get beat up because they're struggling with their mental health and they're depressed apparently. Wanted this masculine or feminine to pay their karmic debts for them, which is disgusting, isn't it? Which is disgusting. So child enders, alright, wanted somebody else to pay their karmic debts. Their criminal ring is crashing down with a crazy, obsessed ex who they've been helping because they've all been exposed. They're all being exposed. Now the entity is ruining their life, okay? And they have got some sort of hidden bodies. They've been caught red-handed. Wow, wow, wow. Want you to let them in so they can harm this masculine or feminine all over again, because they've got an obsession with abusing this masculine or feminine for fun with corrupt law. This is why there's going to be a government payout, okay, and a large amount of compensation, and the police have been paying for SEX workers with stolen money. They have, while they've been false reporting somebody else for being an SEX worker to try and snatch their kiddies. They're taking money under the table and they're paying for SEX workers, and they don't want to be revealed for being a hater, for taking some sort of hush-hush money, because they've all been smashing each other. I didn't think anybody would be able to investigate them, their pals, and this ex who's been causing nothing but total drama. I wanted to kick their ex to the curb and end their child or children and not even apologise just because they want to see their ex fall into pieces. But they're falling to pieces. They're trying to run away, alright? They've all been cashing cheques, all been manipulating each other, trying to burn evidence, alright? Treating the ex like trash, along with these siblings, okay? Because siblings are helping, because they're all smashing each other. They've all been meeting on up. Don't want everyone to know how toxic they truly are, but they are. They're pure toxic. Let me tell you that. They've all just been smashing each other, alright? They've just been smashing. Then side pieces, gossiping, smashing each other, getting more and more toxic, more and more toxic, more and more toxic, and more and more toxic. And they're trying to get rid of evidence, and a very, very toxic, extremely toxic police force. It's an extremely toxic police force. Extremely toxic police force. So, a full police force is getting sued for multi-millions of pounds, if not hundreds of millions of pounds, because they've been helping an ex trying to end their partner and their child or children just so they can pay for SEX workers. So they're all demonically possessed, like I say, incubus, succubus, Jezebel. Some are going to get 15 to 20 years in prison. They stole from you and laughed. There was all laughing about it. Corrupt judges getting arrested, paid for mental magic. They have SEX demons, so incubus, succubus, Jezebel, Osmodos. So they just want to feed their SEX demons, alright? So they've been paying a lot of money, stolen money, on SEX workers, so they really just wanted to snatch the children for money. And law officials took bribes, and we've got evil brother involved. Evil niece. It's just absolutely shocking. Someone bought a bar with stolen money, alright? Or was trying to top up their bar with stolen money, alright? Top up the bar with stolen money. Or champagne on ice, it's alright, it's all being paid for and everyone's just partying and celebrating together, not knowing that they was getting recorded. Not knowing that they was getting recorded. Chariot and Ten of Cups. By God's army, I'm getting. By God's army, while there was premeditating a child ending because they wanted to come out of poverty, like proper gambling with child or children's life, very low vibrational, Two of Pentacles, because they wanted to come out of poverty, because they've been splashing it all, you see, and they've deliberately been trying to block some sort of a love connection, because they've had all that mapped and planned, because they don't want masculine or feminine to be even in a love connection, and they have nightmares about this masculine or feminine having a love connection. Wow. Working. Because they're working on a lover, or they've been working on masculine or feminine's like partner, or anyone who comes near this masculine or feminine. They, with this attorney, start doing work on this masculine or feminine straight away to stop a new beginning. This is just shocking. So I sold this property, alright, invested in doing that online, alright, and then trotting around like the real posh, smiling about it. I've just sold this property. We're on the come up off the back of somebody else. Look at me, I've just sold this property. I've just sold it, auctioned it off, secrets being revealed with this corrupt judge, okay? Corrupt judge who's been selling these houses, homes, very dangerous love ideas. So they're getting locked up, maximum security prison, because they've ended child or children before, because they don't like happy families. They don't like happy families. They don't like true love, okay? Ruthless, trying to block a union by fabricating evidence. Didn't want someone to be happy. 8 of Wands, didn't want them to move forward. Creating confusions, illusions, diversions and distractions to help this crank who wants to be celebrating, pissed off at a bar, but they're mentally retarded and they've been lying, and they're going to get beat up in prison. They're going to get beat up in prison for it all, because they didn't want their victim to not even have a scrap, not even 50 pence out of their own generational wealth, not even 50 pence, because it's mammon, it's pure greed, pure greed, pure evil, pure evil, making deals to keep hold of this money, because they want to keep trying to buy and sell houses with stolen money, with this Billy Big Bollocks, and this King of Wands, okay, who's nothing but a backstabber, a backstabbing little bitch. These two, a set of backstabbing little bitches who's been going on ending sprees and ripping power of attorney from a lot of people and then ending their victims, thinking they can avoid judgment, draining them of all their energy, alright, always helping exes rip the children, rip the money, rip the wealth, rip their full life apart, alright, and that's what they fantasise about, constantly being corrupted and spending it on DRUG trafficking, and then spending it on SEX workers and just acting like frigging big man. But they're all going to get found guilty. 9 of Swords and 8 of Swords, every single one of them. Every single one of them. Oh my Lord. They just love so much corruption. They love it. They love the corruption. They love toxicity. But they don't like it when their partners cheat on them. The linking to child and teenage endings, because they've done this before and got away with it. This corrupt lawyer who takes gifts, some sort of money under the table, and tries to blame somebody else for a crime they've not committed, with a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. 6 of Swords, money in offshore overseas account, what's getting drained, and they're all getting locked up. Again, going to get found guilty. They actually thought that they could avoid judgment. You know what? It's just absolutely shocking. Camera's just gone out. Judgment. And some online hacking as well. Okay. Some sort of foreign account or foreigner took some sort of money to defend them, which was a false victory, because they was just whipping up some shit, illegal documentations or medical documentations, so they can get some SEX workers. And this is with the poisoning, okay, try to sacrifice someone by poisoning, because they think that they can just trample and walk all over people and end them, okay. Something to do with shower or showers. Something to do with shower or showers, or like some sort of bathroom, alright, cameras, working, nightmares, trafficking, Six of Cups in reverse, very childish, constantly whipping everything, collaborating to whip everything and creating confusions, working to create confusions, diversions and distractions. And it could be because this masculine or feminine has no romantic connection to these. Okay, so the ones who are all just smashing each other like, oh, but they're real easy, and this SEX worker, they're real easy, and they'll do this for me, and they'll do that for me, but they're the ones who's this is the one who's a sex worker while they're spending money on SEX workers, which is just very immature, very mentally retarded, a lot of demon magic, okay, a lot of dark energy work, okay, wanted to beat people down and just whip everything from them and transfer money to their accounts, and always trying to stop their victim from moving forward in a relationship, to help like an ex and a motorcycle club and some toxic siblings and an evil father figure. Stick the moot in and just keep ripping. Six of Cups in reverse, very childish, very childish. Everyone just going for a boot in, and they will face judgment for ripping everything, absolutely everything. They will. Monster Mansion. Some of them are getting life. Some of them are getting 15 to 20 years. All right. And then they try to SEX traffic the victim to call them an SEX worker. No way. Paying people to abuse. All right. With his backstabbing sibling, who's trying to SEX traffic their own sibling and their own nieces or nephews. And someone can't handle this masculine or feminine walked away. So like, how dare you walk away from me? I'm going to SEX traffic you. Because how dare you walk away from me? Evil brother trying to SEX traffic their own sibling. They're all losing the job. Paid for a reading, they got angry. Look, child ender. With a bad social worker. Disgusting. And then they start bad mouthing. BLOOD magic was done. Physical health magic backfired. Ugh. Someone got married from some stolen money. Paid more people to abuse, linking to a farm owner, and they thought there was some sort of master. So could be a Mason or Eastern Star involved, who ends child or children, okay, snatches child or children, traffics them, gets some illegal activity done on them, and then ends them to cover their tracks. Police failed to bring justice, planning a premeditated ender when they are released, and poisoned Herb or poisoned DRUGS, linking this killer gang, cult or coven, who they keep helping. And we've got IT hacker. Someone smashed half the police force for protection. No way. And now they all have herpes and warts and AIDS and HIV. So we've got like AIDS, warts, herpes, police officers refusing to bring justice because they've just been smashing incubus, succubus, Jezebel. They've been smashing mammon, and keep trying to end the child or children. That's why they're losing the job. All of them. Because they're all demonically possessed. And it was a bad investment. And they was trying to block someone from trying to defend themselves because they kept taking some sort of gifts and like ideas and their work, and they wasn't listening to the intuition. They've got too much love for the devil, the devil. And they got some sort of message that they could like have the full world or something from the devil. No, darling. An ending to some sort of like nightmares for this masculine or feminine, because their bank account was getting drained and there is going to be a new beginning, okay? And they've got a hell of a lot of karmic debt, so the devil is ready to collect them. Two of Swords are not going to be able to see that they're getting a death sentence. Four of Wands in reverse, people in this ruthless hometown who was lacking in their own wealth, so they got onto a hitman to avoid judgment. But they're all getting life in prison. Again, they wasn't listening to their intuition. They just wanted to avoid judgment and wanted to battle and compete to bring heartbreak because they wanted to try and keep someone else's destiny for themselves. No way. Battling and competing for someone else's destiny and the child or children. I wanted to end child or children as well. Because they love toxicity. They love evil. They love to manipulate. They love to lie. They love to control. Some sort of messages about someone just trotting on in. Someone wants to just trot on back on in. Like they've never even done anything of the sort. While making a child a victim. But they don't want to be brought to the light. Ace of Swords. That's his truth. Wow. Wow. So there's a child who's been ended. A child who's been ended in this. Because they wanted to be seen as strong, man. Because they wanted some sort of prosperity. Six of Cups in reverse, so childish. Wanting to end a child, proper dangerously low vibrational. Could be an Aries involved. Okay. Could be an Aries involved. Could be an Aries involved. Who was manipulating people, doing spell work, okay, and making out like they was financially stable, okay. But Aries energy again, they're just toxic. It was a false victory. This Aries linking to a shit mother who just wanted some sort of a car and wanted some sort of recognition. So we've got Aries who's got a lot of bad karmic debt for trying to end a child or children, and they're going to get life in prison without the possibility of parole because they just wanted to take control of financial stability for themselves. So child ender, bad investment, and they don't even work for what they've got, okay, they don't, and they want to move into a bigger property and want to come in, let your guard down, let me in. I'd never do anything of the sort. I love you, I really care about you. Because they want to be seen as well strong. But it's strong prison energy. Strong prison energy. Very strong prison energy for this family. was all losing the job, and they're going to have to pay everything back because the secret's out that it's all been premeditated, just to avoid judgment for this. With an Aries. Aries wants to keep it a secret. Six of Cups in reverse, childish. And they could have been paying people to start some sort of malicious gossip. And Aries paying people to start malicious gossip. So it could be an Aries as like a dark witch or a dark warlock. Dark witch or a dark warlock who's going to lose absolutely everything. Because the cloak's been dropped, Hermit Virgo. Because the cloak's been dropped. They'd be doing spell work on their exes. Doing everything they can to stress their exes out with mental magic too. So they do a lot of BLOD magic on their exes. Mental magic on their exes. Love spells. They always battle and compete to take their new partners through witchcraft. And they're always about getting like the next new car. Yeah, they're going to face judgment. Because they bought some sort of cars as well. Multiple hits out. Disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Inheritance, insurance. And they want their victim to lose strength. Nine of Cups in reverse, just want to shatter and exhaust them. Alright, Five of Swords in reverse. They don't want to be an enemy no more because they've drummed up quite a crowd. And they're in for a rude awakening. They're in for a rude awakening. There's bad news for them. Coming. A bad message. Something surrounding a bad message. Rude awakening. Okay. It's just shocking how far family and stuff go. They're going to get pushed back into poverty. Okay. They loved the thought of making this child a victim, heartbreak, battling against a child, competing against a child, to take control of a child and end the child. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio took a gift. They wanted this world with friends. Queen of Wands in reverse. Some sort of Jezebel who's a coward. Okay. So they ended like a child. With friends. It's just shocking. Message surrounding heartbreak. Because they've just slithered straight out of hell. This Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio and this corrupt judge, they've slithered straight out of hell. Collaborated to take this prosperity with an ex who's just slithered straight out of hell. Because they're hand in hand with the devil. They are hand in hand with the devil, the disgusting. The disgusting. Monster Mansion or something like that. Where they're never going to be able to leave. They're never going to see the light of day again. They're going to be watched 24/7. Watched 24/7. God knows how many attempts on this masculine or feminine's life. Look, Seven of Swords in reverse. 1, 2. Like, there's just so many attempts on this masculine or feminine's life and their child or children. Because they love to victimise. Okay? Because they're a coward. Paying people to victimise. This could be this evil father who's a coward. Who's a coward. Who's a coward. them and their partner an absolute coward. Absolute coward. Them and their partner, absolute coward, because it's been persistent, okay, with the King of Wands, who's nothing but bad news. Ruthless, ruthless. How dare you walk away from us? So wherever this masculine or feminine's been walking, and their child or children, they persistently persistently getting stalked and stalking the children. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coward, persistently stalking the children with some dark witches, dark warlocks, who are their friends. I love to take a gift of life. Oh my Lord. I'm getting out of this energy. They're all going down for life. Some 15 to 20 years. Alright, neighbours are getting arrested and charged, okay? Neighbours are. And then if they was to ever get released, they are planning on bringing an ending when they are released, because they want to find their victim. We're not standing trial. They want to find their victim and constantly try and hunt them down with the pals. They use children as a form of attack, willing to end child or children's life to get you, pure evil, paid, and to have you stalked, organised. Tried to destroy you, but came up against the full entire bloody universe. Oh my Lord, life. But I give a lot of people a break, let me tell you that, when they get locked up, okay, it will give a lot of people a bloody break from them being mentally retarded and ending child or children. It's disgusting. Sending peace, love and light.